Hey y'all. Today we're going to talk about something that I'm sure none of us really want to talk about. And I feel like it's kind of important that I do a bit of a longer form video to talk about it and get some feelings out. So pardon me if I ramble and whatever else. So let's start with this is that we're going to talk about AI. And my stance has evolved over the years to believe that AI is a great tool, right? Is it ethically created? No. It's not. Is it a tool that we are forced to use? Is it integrated into all of our applications and all of our life now? Yes. Is it largely unavoidable for those of us who work in any kind of technology, anything? Also, yes. So that's my first line in the sand is that, or my first wall, right, is that AI is a tool. Everyone has access to it, and many of us are required to use it in some form or capacity. I have a day job, and I have to use it like it's part of the thing. So then I want to talk about fairness and AI. As a person who has a day job that involves writing, AI can automate some of my tasks. It potentially threatens my job, to be honest, but it also makes that life a lot easier. The problem in the writing industry or any creative industry is that the unethically trained AI can be used to programmatically push out hundreds of books at once. This isn't like hiring 5 ghostwriters or whatever else we did 20 years ago or 10 years ago. It creates an unfair atmosphere where one person can auto-generate content. And when there are only a limited number of eyes and there's only a limited pipe for people to discover that content, AI makes it totally unbalanced, unfair. Unless everyone uses it, it's not fair. And now, if everyone used AI, I would argue that the value of a given book or a given product would decrease to zero very rapidly. If it takes $3.14 of compute to pull out a 180,000 word book that is based on maybe an hour of prompting, and everyone can do it, then the value of that time is $3.14 if you're lucky. And if everyone's doing it, it probably drops to zero thanks to market forces and capitalism. So why am I saying all of this, right? Like, where is this going to go? I'll be honest, I've been thinking about how we protect ourselves. You know, I've been waiting for Amazon to come up with a solution, maybe charge $50 or $100 per book submission. That might be a start, right? I don't want to say, you know, hey, you used AI to rewrite a chapter or rewrite a paragraph or edit your work. I don't want to, like, to me, that's whatever, right? I don't care. But the total wholesale removal of humans from the loop, I don't think that's sustainable, and I don't think it's ethical. I don't think it's moral. I don't think we can do it, right? I don't see an end game where that works for any of us. And I'm not going to post pictures or give evidence, but recently we've seen up to, depending on how you want to calculate it, 80% of an entire genre's top 20 or top 10 being either fully AI or mostly AI, with authors pumping out books under multiple pen names that are very visibly the same. The same cover, the same typography, the same everything, and they're releasing at a cadence that makes it impossible for humans to keep up. Now, why do I say that? Like, am I going to witch hunt? Do I want to witch hunt? No, witch hunting doesn't help anyone. It creates security theater. So I can't sit behind a person's desk, and unless they tell me they're using AI, I won't know. And again, if they're using a little AI, well, there's a line, right? If they're using all AI and taking away everyone else's chances to succeed and the human element, that's when I have a problem. All right, so where do we go from there? What's next, right? So Amazon allows AI content. They have no problem with it. You can't copyright it, but then you have to be ethical enough to not copyright it. And is the copyright office going to check on you? I see a lot of negative outcomes, right? I see people being incentivized to produce AI slop. We see it everywhere. We see it in women's romance. We see it in lit RPG. We see it in Royal Road. We see it everywhere, right? Because it allows you to produce faster. Amazon's algorithm literally says after 30 days of publication, you begin to get less search, less discoverability. After 60 days, it goes down by more. After 90 days, it goes down by more. What does that encourage? How can authors produce 200 plus thousand word books every month to sustain their income without a huge hit? The system itself promotes heavy use of automation or co-authorship or lazier writing. As some of us know, we sometimes skip an edit pass because we got to get it out in that deadline. I would argue that that people are responsible for their choices, but also the environment is supporting a certain level of automation. Okay, cool. All of that being said, I'm not going to finger point. I'm not going to witch hunt. I'm not going to try to gatekeep. But what's our solution? Now, I'm going to say some stuff. I'm going to say some opinions that I have. I really hope that the 5 people who watch this video have better solutions, have suggestions, because I don't want to be the guy who everyone hates for having an idea that they don't like, right? Like, this is tough. So here's where I'm at. I think that to avoid witch hunting or gatekeeping, we have to create communities of known individuals, trusted individuals. I have stood up 2 websites. One is litrpgtools.com and one is harem-lit.com. Yes, it's a men's website. Men can enjoy romance too. Thank you very much. We've got 2 different communities though. The Harem Lit community is much more accepting of AI art on their covers. Fine. I'm not going to witch hunt. I'm not going to neg. Like, I hire I hire artists. I have Kuro. Come into our Discord. I'll be glad to show you his whips. He's amazing. But I'm not going to go hunt down people who are using cheaper means of production on that side. Lit RPG, whatever, right? Again, the goal is not the witch hunt, but I have these 2 websites. And what I can do with these websites is I can promote authors who we know are vetted. I don't know if the word vetted is there. Participatory in this idea of protecting our industry. Participatory, I like that. I had a discussion at JordanCon, and one person said, look, we're not trying to witch hunt. We're trying to defend humans, right? So here's my idea on these sites. Authors can come in, but they have to apply, and they have to be vetted by any 2 or 3 members in the community in good standing who are considered professionals. What does that mean? Other authors, editors, voice actors, even beta readers who we know and trust. So basically what we do is we say, look, if a number of people, 2, 3, 4, whatever, are willing to vet for you and say, hey, look, I know this person, right? I know him from Royal Road. I know him from Discord. I know him from whatever. You're good to go. You get in. It's a very low bar. It's a very, very low bar to become a verified author that members of the community are willing to stand up for and say, hey, this is a good guy or a good girl. I know them. I'm willing to vet them. And short of a really serious witch hunt, like going in, reading the books, putting them through AI checkers, which don't really work, short of, high bars of like, you have to have been writing for however many years, or you have to, like, I don't know a better way to do this. But I will say this, that so my idea is, again, to have, you come in, you want to be an author in our community, have your books shown on the site, to have really egalitarian discoverability, right? That's okay. So I guess you should back up. What's the benefit of these sites? Egalitarian discoverability, right? There's no mystery to it. You come in, you're in the queue. You don't have to publish every 30, 60, 90 days to be there. Your works show up, right? You're very searchable, and the site has features and tools that are good, that are aimed at you. If you're a lit RPG author, we're going to have tools and analytics that help you sell your books and be successful. That's the pitch, and it's all free, right? Maybe one day we'll do something to monetize, but it won't take away the free stuff, right? So anyway, so the idea is you come in, you apply to be a verified author, and you get 2 or 3 members of the community in good standing who are willing to just say, hey, this is a real person. Now, I published this idea in a couple places, on Facebook and on Discord. And I've had a few people who are like, yeah, makes sense. And I've had a lot of people say, look, that's too high. I don't know anybody. I don't want to be social. I don't, This is too much. This sounds like gatekeeping. This sounds like it's not fair. And I'm at a loss, right? Because I see a problem and it's only getting worse. So just so you guys know the scale of the problem, I have API access on Amazon, and it allowed me to see how many books were published in the Lit RPG progression category in one day a couple weeks ago. It does it all the time, but I'm giving you an example from one day a couple weeks ago. 64 books came through in one day. 30 of those had the exact same cover type, same typography, but of those 30, the style of the author names, the fonts of the covers, the interiors was all suspicious, right? These are brand new authors coming out with 30 books in a day, brand new authors, right? And years ago, we were seeing 300 to 400 Lit RPG books a year come out. It was a fair market. We all wrote our asses off, no big deal. In the new market, we're talking about, if you do 60 a day times 300 days a year, right? Do the math. Like the noise to signal ratio becomes so great, no new authors get published anyway. No new authors get seen unless they have a lot of luck, because they're competing against 30 slop AI books, assuming, allegedly, right? So what I would like from you guys, for those of you who've been willing to watch this video for so freaking long, and I'm so sorry, is if you have a better idea, I'd love to hear it. Honestly, obviously, I have to grow these sites. I have to provide tools to authors. I have to provide tools to fans that they're going to want to use. Otherwise, the sites fall down, and the whole idea is pointless. So I have to build something that the community wants. But I couldn't just do nothing, right? Like, how do we write books about heroes who protect the world and just sit down when we see our world crumbling, when we are no longer able to feed our families, when our peers are no longer able to write books because the AI slop farms have outproduced them 10 to 1, right? Like, how can we sit down as a community and do nothing? Heavy thoughts. I'm so sorry. I know this video has gone long, but thank you for watching. If you're at the end, thank you. I'd love to hear some suggestions. Cheers.